Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is your brother in Croatia, the Hebrews Israelite Classic Garment from Ghana, West Africa. You already know what it is. It's been a long time since I came online, you know what I mean? And anytime I come online, something special happens anytime, you know what I mean? I'm here to share some mystical teachings with you, you know what I mean? The very first time that I came online was like a few months ago. I came in and posted a teachings about Voodoo. I was saying that Voodoo was ancient Hebrew Israelite. The original ancient Hebrew Israelite spirituality was Voodoo. And when we say Voodoo, the original word is Avodah. When we say Avodah, it simply refers to the divine service. That is a Hebrew word for Voodoo. The white people twisted it, make it Voodoo, Voodoo, Voodoo. But the rare word is Avodah. Now, the Avodah, when they go to the Jewish cultural system, the Jewish or Judaism, they have what they call Avodah. This Avodah is all about divine service, singing gratitude, praises to the Most High, you know what I mean? So they twisted this and changed the name of it as Voodoo and make it a black magic. Meanwhile, it wasn't a black magic. If you look at the Torah, Genesis to Deuteronomy, everything is being done there is almost exactly the same as Voodoo, but just that our ancestors were doing this to refer to a supreme being, the singular God, which is a God of Israel. We don't do bloody stuff for other gods, right? So today, I'm not here to come and talk about the Voodoo, but today I'm here to talk about removing of sandals. In fact, every cultural system in this world, their spirituality, before you go into their temples or shrine, you want to remove your sandals. One, when you go to India, which we all know they are idol worshippers, when they are going to their temples, they do remove their shoes, they do remove their sandals, and when they do remove their sandals or their shoes, they did perform what we call an ablution. The ablution is like washing of the hands, washing of the face, washing of the ears, washing of the nose, washing of the mouth, washing your eyes, washing your elbows, washing your feet, washing your dick and your anus. You got to wash all those places because you have to be holy to the Lord thy God. So we call it ablution. So before appearing to the presence of the Most High, one, you have to remove your sandals and perform what we call an ablution. If you look at the Muslims, how they, before they appear at the presence of Allah, one, they do remove their sandal, they perform ablution. Even if you had sex, you are not to allow to enter into mosque. This cultural system existed. That is the original traditional spirituality of Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew Israelite and Christianity is not the same. So why are Hebrew Israelites today are worshiping just like the Christians? Hebrew Israelites today are not doing what they are supposed to do. Hebrew Israelite is like another version of Christianity, because what our ancestors did is not what our brothers and sisters were doing today. If you go to the Jewish people, before enter into the synagogue, the Samaritan Jews up to date, before they go to synagogue, they do remove their sandals. They do remove their sandals before they enter into the presence of Hashem. Now, even common sense teach us that when you are going, after you close from work or you went outside and you are coming back home, when you reach at your bedroom, you do remove your sandals before you enter into your bedroom. Common sense tells you that you want to remove your shoes or your sandals when entering the bedroom. So how much more than the presence of the Most High, the God of Israel, whom you want to whom deserve this respect. Some of you walking miles, you're walking on the dusty store, you're walking on the streets with your shoes, your dirty shoes, smell bad, and you wear it and appear in front of the Most High. It is totally disrespectful. That is not our ancestors' culture. If you look at it, the Torah, all our ancestors, before they appear at the presence of the Most High, they do remove their shoes. They do remove their sandals. So I would like us to go into the Torah and see what the Torah actually is saying about removing of the sandals. Now, before we move that, we have to ask the elders, our ancient elders, if what I'm talking about, it is true or it is false, or it is man-made doctrines, just like Yah fall in love with the camp teachings. So now, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse number 32, I would like us to go back to the Torah and ask if our ancestors did ever remove their shoes whenever they communicate with the Most High. So now let's ask the elders and see what the elders are going to say. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse number 32 says, search the past, the time before you were born, all the way back to the time when God created humanity on the earth. Search the entire earth. Has anything as great as this ever happened before? Has anyone ever heard of anything like this? So, the removing of the sandals that I'm coming to share with you, we have to go back and seek our elders, our ancient Hebrew elders. If they did ever remove their sandals, then Hebrew Israelites have a lot to deal with, because you are to follow the footsteps of your ancestors. If you don't follow your footsteps of your ancestors, are you trying to follow a religion, then forget about being participate into the kingdom of the Most High. Because looking at what the Hebrew Israelites doing today is like the same as the Christianity. One, the Christianity go to church, they read the Bible, they dance, then they close. That is Hebrew Israelite. Also, when they go to gathering, when they go to camp meeting, they also read the Bible. They shouted, Kwam Yasharala, Kwam Yasharala, Kwam Yasharala. They read the Bible, they let the women sing, and they chant Kwam Yasharala, and the Hebrew Israelite close from church. Do you think that's how your ancestors do worship? No. Your ancestors don't worship the way as the Christianity does. No. In fact, what the Muslims were doing is even closer to what your ancestors did back in the days. The Muslims are closer. The only problem about the Muslim is that they don't perform the sacrifices. Muslims don't perform the animal sacrifices, but they do it once in a year. When the Muslims go to Mecca, they do perform the rituals, the animal sacrifices. That's what they do. Now, let's look in the scripture. If we are to remove our sandals whenever we appear in front of the Most High. In fact, if you are a Hebrew Israelite and after these teachings and you still go to church or camp, you wearing your shoes and stuff like that, the presence of the Most High, then you are joking yourself. You and your camp leader, you are joking. How can you wear your shoes in front of the Most High God of Israel? So let's see what happened when God, the Most High Israel, Elohim, did meet Moses. Let's see what happened. That is Exodus chapter 3. Exodus chapter 3, verse number 4. It says, when the Lord, we all know the name Lord is fake, but I'm sure some of you are conscious. So when I say Lord, you must know whom I'm talking about. So I'm going to use the word Lord in order to make these teachings very simple and understandable. So Exodus chapter 3, verse number 4 says, when the Lord saw that Moses was coming closer, he called him from the middle of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. He answered, yes, I am. God said, do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, because you are standing on a holy ground. Moses, take off your sandals, because you are standing on the holy ground. Now, it is not a place that is holy, but at the presence of the Most High, that makes that place a very holy land. So Moses has to remove his sandals. One, what does the removing of sandals actually mean? The removing of sandals actually means respect, fear, humility, reverence, and total submission to the divine spirit. That's the main reason why the removing of sandals is being performed. In fact, here in Africa, before you appear before you appear at the presence of a chief or a king. 1, you want to remove your cap. 2, you must remove your sandals. And even if possible, you have to remove your shirt in order to denote a submissive or reverend or respect. That's the whole meaning of removing of the sandals. Just like you met an elderly person around and you take off your shirt, you take off your cap, then you salute him. This is a respect. Back in the days, I'm not talking about modern days. Back in the days like the 70s, 80s, when you meet an elderly person on the street, you take off your cap. Hey, uncle, good morning. Hey, uncle, good afternoon. You take off your cap. After you greet him, then you put on back your cap. But what are we saying? What are we saying today? Things has totally changed because we give all ourselves to a religion, and religion has destroyed our culture. So Exodus chapter 3 verse 4 says, God shouted upon Moses, 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 do not come closer, for the place that you are standing is unholy ground. So Moses, who gave the Torah to the children of Israel, the powerful king of Israel, the powerful prophet in Israel, whom they talk to God face to face, he removed his sandal when he is going to appear this God. And Hebrew Israelite, children, grandchildren, little ones, don't want to remove your sandals before of this God you are worshiping. Are full of rebellion. Are full of stubbornness, stiff neck. The most wicked group of people on this earth whom rebel against their God is the God of Hebrew Israelite. They are so stiff-necked. This teaching that I'm making is very simple, yet they will never follow it. They know it is a truth. This is a traditional way of this is a traditional lifestyle of Hebrew Israelite. Yet they will not listen to it. They will not listen to this. They will not listen because it's like they are used to the religious lifestyle instead of being with the traditional cultural system. So he said, Moses, remove your sandal. Now, somebody is going to say, well, somebody will say, that place is not the Holy Land. That place is not Holy Land, so we cannot do that all the time. No. Whenever 2 or more people appeared, or whenever 2 or more Hebrews gather to pray or to meet the Most High, that place becomes a holy place. And wherever you mention the name that God's name, his name, since his present or his energy did appear at that very moment, that place becomes a holy place. So you are to remove your sandals. So Exodus chapter 20, verse number 24. This is what Exodus 20, verse number 24 says. Make an altar of earth for me, and on it sacrifice your sheep and your cattle as offerings to be completely burnt, and as fellowship offerings. In every place, now listen, wherever Hebrew Israelite camp, they do meet on Saturday. That place, they call upon the Most High or stuff like that. That place automatically becomes a holy place. Now here's the point. In every place that set aside for you to worship me, I will come to you and bless you. So wherever you meet and you call upon the God of Israel and he come there and you are wishing for him to come and bless you, you have to remove your sandals before you even call upon him. You have to remove your sandals. Even the pagans do. The idol worshippers do. The Muslims do. How much more than Hebrew Israelite? Wearing combat shoes. Wearing Mortal Kombat, Noob Cyber, Sub-Zero shoes. I mean, where did you get all this culture from? Where did your ancestors wear military boots, Timberland shoes? Are you going to wear shoes to fight against the white people? Really? While the white people are developing their muzzles, their bombs, their AK-47, holding bunch of wooden sword, I mean metal sword, to go and fight with the white people. Man, y'all joking. Y'all not serious at all. So this is a time that you should come back to your ancestors' cultural system. Y'all should better get out the lies from the delusion. Y'all been a delusion for so long. Remove your sandals. You can remove your sandals when you are in your home praying. Look, you have to remove your sandals when you are in your home praying. You have to remove your sandals whenever you gather for worship. You have to remove your sandals whenever you are in any place where you think you are calling upon the Most High, especially worship places. Don't be Christians. Don't be Christian. It is only a Christians whom does this method. They have no respect for any spirit beings. In fact, the spirit being don't like filthiness. Your shoe might have a dirty particles, might have a filthy particles. For instance, when you're walking on the street, somebody will spit on the ground. When a person spit on the ground, you don't know. You're walking on the street, and unfortunately, your shoe or your sandals did step on the spit or the saliva, and you might not know. Meanwhile, you're also going to church. You are going to camp meeting to worship God of Israel. And you went there with this uncleanness. Even according to the Torah, when you sweat, it's regarded as an unclean. When you sweat, your whole body you sweating, it is considered as unclean in the Torah. So how much more than your shoe, which smell very, very, very bad. Some of you black people, your shoes smell very, very bad. And y'all wearing this in the presence of the Supreme Being, the God of Israel. Y'all better repent. It is no good at all, my people. Let's go back to the ancestors' culture. If y'all really keeping the Torah, then y'all better change your mind. In the heaven, they don't wear shoes over there in heaven. We don't wear shoes in the heaven. We don't wear sandals in the heaven. You have to practice ancient cultural system. You have to be like the ancient prophet. You have to be a natural mystic man. You know what I mean? Y'all better be like a wilderness guy. Y'all shouldn't think you are in America, you are in a white boy country, so y'all can copy his lifestyle and mix it with the Torah. I mean, it doesn't match at all. Just like like Hebrew garment. Most of the Hebrew garment some people are wearing is very bad at all. It's very, very bad. I mean, how can you put the fringes on a Western cloth? Huh? How can you put a fringes on a Western cloth? There was another brother whom I know. He is wearing a white boy coat, a white boy suit coat. I mean, the one they used to do the business people they be wearing. He's a Hebrew Israelite. He's wearing a white man coat for business, and he put a fringes on it. I said, damn, what are you trying to do, man? But no wonder, even that fringes that he put it on is a Masonic fringes. That fringes was made by the Freemasons. If you look at the lodge, the Freemasons, the occult people, if you look at their crest, their badges, they were the first people that invented this form of fringes. The red fringes were ancient hand-time fringes. I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I'm here to teach you the traditions. You put it on a Western fringe, there's nothing wrong with it. But you better know that the red fringes is ancient hand-time fringes. If you come on my page, there's a lot of them out there. I have ancient hand-time fringes on all of my garment. And I do also have Western fringes, but only just a few. So now, let's say Joshua. You know, Joshua was a successor of Moses. So whatever Moses was doing, Joshua was also copying it. Joshua was also learning from Rabbi Moshe, right? So he follows Moses' steps. So now, let's see if Joshua also will remove his sandals. Like I said, removing of sandals is an ancient Hebrew cultural traditional system. So if you're a Hebrew Israelite and you don't practice this, then forget it. Forget it. You are joking. You better go back to Christianity. Go and be with the Christians. Go and make fun with them. Worship with them. Go and follow Jesus and stuff like that. Right? But this is Hebrew Israelite cultural system. This is where tradition is being practiced. We don't joke out here. We're serious. We think about our spirituality. We take our spirituality very seriously. So Joshua was learning from his master Moses. So let's see if Joshua also will remove his sandals or not when the spirit being did appear before him. So Joshua chapter 5, verse number 13 to 14. Let's see. It says, while Joshua was near Jericho, he suddenly saw a man standing in front of him, holding a sword. Joshua went up to him and asked, are you one of our soldiers or an enemy? Neither the man answered, I am here as a commander of the Lord's army. Joshua threw himself on the ground and worshipped. Joshua threw himself on the ground in worship and said, I am your servant, sir. What do you want me to do? And the commander of the Lord's army told him, take your sandals off. You are standing on holy ground. And Joshua did as he was told. Amazingly. Remember, Moses, when the God himself did appear before him on the mountain of Moab, on the desert, God told him that Moses, remove your shoes. Where you are standing is a sacred place, it's a holy place. Now here too, this is not God. This is an angelic being. This is a spirit being whom did appear to come and save children of Israel from the hand of their enemies. Now when this spirit came, people never recognized him. It was Yahushua, who did saw him and approached to him and asked him, please, are you on our side or on our enemy's side? And the spirit being, which is an angel forces, told Joshua that I am here to help you. Now, when Joshua heard this, Joshua did submit himself, totally bowed down himself to the ground and did worship this angel. And you know what the angel told him? The angel said, take your sandals off. You are standing on holy ground. You are standing on holy ground. Hebrews Israelites, I'm in Israel. I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm from Naphtali. I'm from the tribe of Gad. I'm from the tribe of Manasseh. I'm a Levite. I'm a this and that. Y'all never know anything about Hebrew traditions. Y'all were a bunch of Christians with fringes and stuff like that. Y'all be chasing women, abusing our women and stuff like that. Instead of y'all prepare the people into spirituality movement, instead y'all were leading the people into stressful. Shame on y'all, man. Shame on y'all. Division, fighting against thy brother. Even this camp say that I got more followers than you. We got 10,000 followers. This one also say we got 5,000 followers. This one say I got 500 followers. This y'all know. So Hebrews is like a joke religion. It's like another version of Christianity. They don't know nothing. It is only a few brothers that I do believe, and I trust that they are keeping things real. They are keeping things real because they don't keep the traditions of their ancestors. No, they don't at all. No, you. For those of you, my followers, my friends who are watching right now, how many of Hebrew Israelites do remove their shoes when they gather for worship? This is angelic worship. You claim that you want to go to heaven. Those people from heaven, they are teaching you what they want. You say no, you don't want to keep it. You love being in religion. You love being in physical lifestyle. The God of Israel say, my friend, remove your sandals. This place is a holy ground. Remove your sandals. Hebrews Israel said, no, we ain't going to do that shit. Those are old stuff. Those are old customs. We're going to do our own way. We're going to wear our shoes. We're going to wear our Timberland. We're going to wear our Nike and Gucci and stuff like that. Some even printed the Lion of Judah symbol, the lion on their shoe. Oh my goodness. They customize their shoe. They put a Yah name on it. Then they put a lion head on the shoe. Then he put it on. He flags in the congregation. He want the congregation to know that he got swag. He's the only Reggie. He's the only Reggie, my nigga. Come on, man. You better stop that shit, man. So he says, remove your sandals. The place where you are is holy. In fact, in heaven, we don't wear shoes. We don't wear sandals. That's what the spirits that came on this earth they wear. And if they appear before you and they see you wearing a shoe or something, they'll warn you, my friend, take off your shoes. You don't respect, man. You don't respect.
Put off your shoes. The Levites, before they moved into the temple, the most holy place, they were, I mean, it is strictly law that you want to remove your sandals. You want to remove your sandals. That's what the scripture says. So, I don't want to talk much. It is only a liar who uses different versions to deceive people. It is only a liar who has to stress himself for people to believe him. I'm not here to lie you. I'm not here to mislead you. I'm not here to give you sugar-coated teachings. No, I always come around teaching you what your people don't teach you. I came around to teach you what you are not comfortable with it. I'm not going to say what you favor you. No, I ain't going to say nothing at all like that. And I'm going to polish myself. And I'm not scared that you saying, well, if you speak against my doctrine, then I'm not going to buy your garment and stuff like that. If you're not going to buy my garment, man, one person can equalize my business. Dang, the garment business is gifted. That's why it looks unique among all the Hebrew garments around the world. The garment that I made is classic, Hebrew Israelite classic garment. So your negative vibes cannot do nothing. This is a tradition that we're doing. We promoted the ancient culture system. We don't deal with religion, stuff like that. This is a tradition of ancestors that I'm working with. So I don't want to I don't want to stress myself to even force you to believe this. This is simple. They say 2 witnesses speak that you must believe. I gave you 2 witnesses. Moses did remove his sandals when he did appear before the Mosai. Joshua also did the same thing. In fact, there were many places that I can quote you, but the time is not on my side. So I would like to conclude out here. If you got this video, please make sure you share it to your brothers and sisters. Make sure you share it to your brothers and sisters. Let them know that, in fact, we lost. And one of your brother in Africa, Inko Richard, aka Hebrews Israelite classic garment. That's my name, Inko Richard. Richard is my slave name, right? My colonized name. Inko is my African family name. But I go by the name Priest Nephi. Y'all don't even know that I'm priest because I don't come online. I don't post things that will brand myself. No. I think some of you, this is the very first time that you have seen me online. Some of you don't even see my face on Facebook. All the time I be posting my people's pictures and stuff like that. I don't have even a lot of my pictures on Facebook. So here is my conclusion. Please, when you get this video, make sure you share to your friends, your groupies, your wife, your husband, your brother, your sister, your children. Let them hear these teachings. This is what they are supposed to learn. They are not supposed to learn who Esau is. They are not supposed to learn that shit, that 12 tribe shit trash. That shit. They are not. Don't worry yourself to follow those foolish doctrines. Those doctrines are distractors. They were demonic teachings that the devil has sent into Hebrew Israelite community in order to destroy, to lose attention. The Esau is doctrine, the Moab and stuff, the 12 tribe bullshit. Don't involve yourself into it at all. Learn the ancient traditional cultural system. It will prepare your soul, your mind to the kingdom of God. It will prepare your mind and to become the master of thyself. In fact, you don't need somebody to pray for you. You got to build yourself and pray for yourself. You better know how to perform the rituals. You better know how to use bloody stuffs to perform sacrifice to your ancestors, the spirit of your ancestors. You have to know how to use water, alcohol to pour a libation. The libation is the drink offering the Bible. When you wake up in the morning, that's what you are supposed to. In fact, there's a lot of things that y'all need to know. So I'm going to hand right here, conclude right here, and make sure you share this video. Let them know that Hebrew Israelite Asian cultural system still existed. It hasn't lost at all. Just that only few people who were preaching for it. But the liars, the manipulated, the sex predictors, the polygamist niggas, the pussy worshiper. Forgive me for using that word pussy. The pussy worshiper Hebrew Israelite guys, the money lovers. For them, they always on Facebook debating, pushing the false doctrine. I mean, cursing some people. It's not a man of God. These are some bunch of stupid guys. This, in fact, these were like they were Korah. The time we were living in Egypt, there's a bunch of niggas around us. There was a bunch of Egyptians around us. They were causing, I mean, they were distracting us. That's what we having today. That's what we having today. We have a lot of people whom they were programmed, well programmed, in order to come into the Hebrew community to cause distraction, to push Esau is a white man's doctrine, to push the 12 tribe fake doctrine in order to lose your focus. In fact, you become even stressful. You don't know even where you were standing. These are a bunch of demons with sugar-coated preachings. They've been sent into Hebrew Israelite community to destroy, to mislead, and to hand many souls. And these people have followers, and they were famous all over on Facebook. In fact, they were famous that you think they are leading you to the God of Israel, but they are leading you into Vatican kingdom. They are leading you into religious kingdom. So here is my humble conclusion. If you misunderstand something, you can leave a comment section and I'll reply as soon as possible. I'm not here to condemn anybody. I am here to teach what you were not being taught. I'm not here to say something to favor you. I'm not here to say something that will make you think, to make you feel comfortable. I am here to teach you. I'm here to give you the meat, the real meat, the bone. I'm here to give you the bone. So here's my humble conclusion. May the Most High be with you and the spirit of nature be with you. Special greetings goes to Yakai. Yakai know who I'm talking to. He is what she or he is watching. He knows or she knows. His or her name is Yakai. I love you all. Namaste, shalom. All the way from Ghana, West Africa, CEO of Hebrew Israelite Classic Garment. Namaste, shalom.